Hey everybody, what's up? It's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. Tonight is our regularly scheduled programming of our Big Book study. I'm going to get a glass of ice water and turn some lights on so it's not so dark, and we'll get started. All right. Hey, man. Hey, Misty, what's up? Hot. Okay. This is dead. I actually really worked a lot today. I went in at like 8 o'clock this morning, right after I dropped my little boy off at school. And I was at work till like 2 or 3. So that's a long day for me because I usually don't work a full, 9 or 8 full out, a full shift, a full 8-hour shift. Hey, Brandon, what's up? Oh, is it? Tell me what it's doing, y'all. Is it still buffering? Okay, let me take care of something. Okay, what about now? This is a really bad angle for me because I feel like I'm looking down. Hold on, guys. Oh. You know your girl's got to at least have a good angle, right? Hey, Angel. You did? That's amazing. Hell yeah. What's up with... Wow, I'm so excited for you, girl. Congrats. Congratulations. That's a little bit better. Okay, so, that's because you're sober, girl. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're staying on the right path. And those are the gifts of recovery. Okay, you guys? Those are the gifts of recovery. Angel, I'm so proud of you, girl. So proud of you. I will text you when I get done here. So, you guys, like, I'm about to cry. I am such an emotional person. I remember when I first got sober, okay, when I first got into recovery. And I didn't have a job. I didn't have a house. I didn't have a car. Hey, Cindy. I didn't have anything. Okay? And I was like, I'm never going to be able to get myself back together because I had wrecked my life, I had wrecked my life. Hey, Casey. Hey, Candy. Yes. Good. All right. The wreckage of my past was so extensive. Do you know what I'm saying? And I know you guys know what I'm talking about because y'all are we all have the same story, I had lost so many jobs, my work experience, like because I was losing my jobs all the time, because I was going in high, and it's like I never thought that I would get to a place where I would have my life back. And look, you guys, it's helping you guys coming on here and sharing about how you're getting your jobs, how you're celebrating clean time. Okay, we got Megan's fixing to come up on what, 50 days now, Megan? 60 days almost. We got Sonia just celebrated 5 months sober. We got Angel getting a job. I mean, everybody's on a pathway, like moving forward. And that's the thing, like I made a video the other day talking about not focusing on, like if you have a relapse or you slip, right? Not focusing on that slip. Focus on the progress that you're making, right? Don't let that fall back and hold you back from moving forward, you know? And so each time that you guys come in here and you say, hey, I got a job. Hey, I'm doing this. Oh, I saw that, Candy. Candy got her peer support license or certification. And when you guys come in here and you share these things with each other in the comment section, you guys, thank you, Cindy. Love you, girl. It's showing each other that you can do it. Do you know what I'm saying? And also what it does for me is it lights my life up, y'all, because basically every one of you guys I have talked to since day one. Hey, Shannon, when you first started, right? When you first came into recovery. And so I get to see you go months and get your life together and start gaining all the things back that you lost in your life. Okay, so today we're on chapter 5. We're on page 76, which is Into Action. And after we do this chapter, I'm going to read something to you guys, okay? That all of you guys who are getting your lives back are going to be able to relate to. So let's get started, y'all. If you want to follow along, we're on page 76 in our Alcoholics Anonymous Big Book. Now we need more action, without which we find that faith without works is dead. Let's look at steps 8 and 9. We have a list of all the persons we have harmed and whom we are willing to make amends. We made it when we took inventory. We subjected ourselves to a drastic self-appraisal. Now we go out to our fellows and repair the damage done in the past. So if you guys remember the last, good, Casey, I'm so proud of you. Hey, Jason, good job. And that's what you got to do. You just get in there, you start getting that therapy, you start working on the inside, because that's where the change is going to come, right? I'm so proud of you, man. Good job. Hey, Jason. Actually, you can get this book if you go online, Brandon. You can order one for like $7. Just go to alcoholicsanonymous.com, or you can go online and read along on the computer. It'll pull it up on your computer too. So if you guys remember in the last 3 or 4 live streams, we were talking about our 4th step and how in the 4th step we create our inventory, right? Remember how we were getting rid of our resentments, sitting down with our sponsor. We even talked about how to choose a sponsor. Hey, Michelle, and how to go about making sure that we pick somebody that we trust and that we can share that information with and know they're not going to take that information anywhere else, right? We talked about that. We talked about how to make the inventory, the columns, and how everything goes. And now what we're going into is 8 and 9, which is making the amends, going out and righting our wrongs, right? So here we go. We have a list of all the persons we have harmed and to whom we are willing to make amends. We made it when we took inventory. We subjected ourselves to a drastic self-appraisal. Now we go out to our fellows and repair the damage done in the past. We attempt to sweep away the debris which has accumulated out of our effort to live on self-will and run the show ourselves. So what this is saying is, when we're in our addiction, you guys, that's us running on our own will. Okay, so every morning when we wake up, right, we have to turn, congratulations, Misty. We have to turn our will over to our higher power, okay? So when we get up in the morning, whatever your higher power may be, okay? Mine is God, but whatever your power is, you identify that higher power. It is specific to you, okay? So when I get up in the morning, I say, God, please take my life today. Show me how to live and guide me in my recovery, okay? I just ask him to take my will and my life, which is what? What is will and life? My thinking, okay? My thinking and my actions, all right? So take my thinking and my actions, guide me in my recovery, and show me how to live clean, okay? And that's what I do every single morning. I even do that, you guys, sometimes halfway through the day. You know why? Because I'll take my own damn will back. Because I'll start acting crazy. Let me give you guys some examples. Sometimes I take my will back because I want to control things, okay? Maybe I'll have some kind of YouTube drama or people being ugly, right? And instead of looking at that, praying for the person and moving along, hey Kim, I'm glad you're here. Hey Jessica. Oh, thanks, girl. Welcome to the channel. Stick around. We're all here. We all support each other, and I think you'll really find it super, like, just loving and supportive. But I'm so glad you commented. I love it when you guys comment and tell me that you're new here. So it's awesome. Yeah, all my girls, y'all welcome her. Hold on, I gotta do something. Okay. Hey, Liz. So halfway through the day sometimes, you guys, I have to turn my will back over to my higher power, because what I will do is I will start stepping outside of what God has set for me, okay? I will start drifting, okay? My mind might start drifting off into like a bad place to where I'm cussing folks out, where I'm yelling and screaming, where I'm, irritated or have anxiety, and that's when I start really having to pull myself back in. And luckily, from practicing, and this is all practice makes perfect, you guys. Like, when I first got sober, I had no idea how to check myself before I wrecked myself, okay? Hey, Haunted by the Truth. I had no idea, you guys. Absolutely no idea. I didn't know how to look inside of myself. Hey, Tira, what's up, girl? Me and other people, right? Hey, girl, I called you. It was great talking to you, too. I used to be just like running around in this like fog of stupidity and addiction, right? Just fucking up everything I touched, fucking up other people's lives, fucking up my son's life, fucking up my family's life. And when I got sober, at first I couldn't see that, right? At first I thought I was a victim. At first I thought that everyone else was hurting me, okay? And then when I started working the steps with my sponsor, and I got to the fourth step, and then my fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, then I started realizing, thanks, Kim, that I was making my problems. My problems were of my own making, right? Okay, Michelle, I was the one who was creating all this mess. And I was just like, when I realized, when I was doing these steps with my sponsor, you guys, and I go back through them with my sponsor, we don't just do them one time and then stop. Like, I'll go back through them. It was like God taking a mirror and saying, here, look at yourself. Do you see that? Do you see? That's chaos. That's drama, And it was a slap in the face. And it also was like, damn, I've been being a shitty person for a long time. And that's what active addiction does to us. When we're in active addiction, you guys, we do shitty shit, right? And then as we do this shitty shit, the consequences start piling up. The people we hurt, just like I was saying, all the jobs that I lost, all the opportunities that I ruined, the self-inflicted pain that I caused on my own life due to my addiction. Where my addiction was once a way that I escaped the pain. My addiction was once the way that I made myself feel better and coped with life. But what will happen for every one of you guys, right? And it happened to me, so I know it'll happen to you guys. You will get to a point in your addiction where your drugs are no longer serving you. They're not working anymore. And it's just like miserable, right? And when you get to that point where it's like, this is not how I want to live anymore, this is awful, right? Then that's when change starts coming. So I'll always I talk to a lot of people on the phone, and I'll talk to some girls and they'll say, like, I'm just miserable. I just can't take this anymore. I just hate my life. And they'll be sobbing and crying. And then you got me over here going, oh, that's great. That's great. That's right where you need to be, right? That's exactly where you need to be, is where you're so sick and tired of the shit that you're ready to make a change. Because what's happening is the pleasure of addiction is leaving, and all you are getting is the pain. And that's where when you get to that point, that's when you know that change is about to come. Change is about to come. Okay, so let's read on. So now we know what self-will is. And now we know that when we're in our active addiction, we're running on self-will. If we haven't the will to do this, we ask until it comes. Haven't the will to go make amends, then we ask till it comes. We ask our higher power, guide me, help me to be able to go to this person and have an open heart and an open mind and make my wrongs right? A lot of people, when they think, we are on 8 and 9, page 76 in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. Okay? 8 and 9. So a lot of times what people will think is, I've got to go say sorry to everybody that I ever hurt in my active addiction, right? I know I did. How many of you guys, when you first got sober, I'm talking you got like 3 weeks sober, you're like, I got to make amends. I got to go make amends to everybody, right? Oh, and I remember calling my sponsor, hey, Sandra, and crying and saying, my mom is so upset with me, my dad, my sister, my best friend, my boyfriend, all this stuff, right? I got to make amends. I got to do this. I got to change, right? And then she was like, whoa, there's a reason why. Yes, they do. The steps are in numerical order, you guys. There's a reason why your 8th and 9th step is step 8 and 9. Because you got to go through the process, right? So that way, by the time you get to 8 and 9, you're ready. You're ready to go out and face the world. You're ready to go out and make the things that you made. And here's the thing, you can't make anybody accept your amends, right? And a lot of people think it's just like going up to somebody and saying, hey, I'm sorry I cheated on you back in 1989, right? Page 76, second to last paragraph, right? It's not, you don't just go back to somebody and say, hey, I'm sorry for, being a whore back in 1976, right? When I made my amends, I had to make an amends to an ex-boyfriend, right? I was promiscuous. I hurt him, right? I hurt him a lot when we were younger. So at first I thought I was just going to call him and say, hey man, I'm sorry that I hurt you, right? But I had to take responsibility for what I did. So what I did was I said, hey, it's me, Nicole. I want to talk to you about something. I hope that you can hear me out. And he was like, I gave him the option to back out of the conversation if he wanted to. I hope you'll hear me out. He's like, okay, yeah, talk. What do you want? Right? And I was like, okay, I need to let you know something first. I'm sober now and I'm in recovery and I'm working the 12 steps. And he was like, okay. And I was like, and part of my recovery program, I'm on my 4th step, which is where we make amends and we make a list and we talk about our resentments. And so I went through the 4th and 5th, 6th step with my sponsor, and now I'm on 7, 8, and 9, and it's time to here and start righting some of these wrongs and letting people know that I take full responsibility for those things, right? You guys, I didn't even really, this is so funny because I was so scared to go and talk to, it was Robert. I was so scared to go and talk to him, right? But when I talked to him, I said, I just want you to know, like, I am so sorry for the way I treated you when we were in a relationship. Like, I was promiscuous, I was unfaithful, I was a liar, I was all the things that a girlfriend is not supposed to be. And I realize that now, and I see that. And I didn't make any excuses. I didn't say it was because I was on drugs. I didn't say it was because I just straight up told him, like, I treated you bad, and I shouldn't have done that. You know, no one deserves that. And it was so amazing because he was like, you know what? We were kids. I forgave you a long time ago. And I just started crying, and it was just like such an amazing experience because it was one of the scariest amends that I had to make, but one of the smoothest ones. You know what I mean? And then with my mom and dad, they were an amends I had to make. And with my parents, they have been through these steps with me in several different occasions because I've tried to get sober several times and relapsed and make amends over and over again, right? And so I told my mom that I was on my amends step and that I was wanting to make an amends to her. And what we did was I sat down and I told her, you know, I don't want to sit through all, you know, a big paragraph of just bullshit, right? I want to show you that I'm changing my life. I want to show you that I'm going to be the daughter that you know I can be and that I know I can be. And I remember my mom was crying. I was crying. Because I was never able to be the daughter, you know, that I know I can be. I'm the oldest of 3 girls. I'm supposed to take care of my sisters, you know. I'm supposed to guide them. And I never was able to do that. I was on drugs. Up there and having a big freaking speech. I just told my mom I was going to show her. And that's what I've been doing ever since. Hey Lou is showing my mom, hey Nikki, that I'm changing my life. And, you know, my mom comes in here and does the chats with us, you guys, and she'll be the first one to tell you how crazy I was back in my addiction. But with my parents, I had to start showing them that my actions were changing because the words didn't mean anything anymore. And the people that I made amends to that were like old boyfriends or people from my past, they're no longer in my life, right? So I could have a conversation with them and we could end our friendship or our experience on a good note, right? But my family is always going to be in my life. So I had to start showing my family that I was serious this time and that this time is different, right? Because I've heard my parents say that to me before. What's different about this time? You know, what's different? They've said that to me before. What makes this time different, better than the last time? You know, because there were so many times. So that's why I just started to start showing it. And so far, I've been showing mom and dad for 4 years. And I'll tell you this, you guys, me and my parents are closer than we've ever been in my whole entire life. And that's because of my recovery. If I wasn't doing this, they wouldn't be in my life. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, remember, it was agreed at the beginning we would go to any lengths for victory over alcohol and drugs. Okay, so remember when we were talking about step 4 and I was telling you guys about how it's a really important step because we can't leave out any of our secrets, right? So a lot of the times when we are in active addiction, we will have secrets and things that we're ashamed of that we never tell anybody. Okay? Nobody knows. These are the deepest, darkest, right? Your sponsor's going to know, and this 4th step's going to know, and it's going to be on paper, and you're going to see it, and you're going to get that out of you, right? Because those secrets are like rotten It's like one rotten apple and a bundle of delicious ripe apples, right? It'll spread and get diseased all over everything else. That's what it's like when we carry around those deep, dark secrets that nobody knows, right? When I'm talking to you guys about accountability and I'm telling you guys, like, tell on yourself, tell on yourself, tell on your addiction. That's what I'm talking about. When your mind is telling you, okay, I'll give you guys an example. When you're at home and your mind tells you, oh, I could get a Xanax right now, take it and no one would ever know, right? Nobody would know. When those kind of thoughts come into your mind and you let them sit in your mind and you don't tell anybody else about it, right? What happens is your mind starts, it's almost like giving your mind, it's like saying it's okay for that thought to come in there, right? Instead of when those thoughts come in there, going, wait a second, no, you're not going to come in here and tell me and sit in there, and I'm going to go tell someone else. I'm going to tell my best friend. Permission statements, yes. I'm going to tell my friend, hey, today I thought about taking a Xanax, right? And then you guys can sit there and say, well, if I took a Xanax, this is what would happen. I would drive my car into a brick wall, right? That's what happened to me. I don't know about you guys. If I take a Xanax, I'm going to the Walmart and I'm going to steal some flip-flops and leave my $100 Nike tennis shoes in the box. If I take a Xanax, I'm going to pass out and catch the whole house on fire, right? That's what my mind will do. And after so many thoughts of that, I'm giving myself permission. You know what I mean? That's what I mean by tell on your addiction, tell on yourself. Okay, so Camila brings up a good point. She says she is prescribed Xanax, right? So if you're prescribed Xanax, this thought could even come in whenever you know that you've taken your prescribed amount for the day, and then your little mind starts telling you you need another one. And you know that you're not supposed to take more than that. You know, you're only supposed to take one, right? So even with that, you could say, hey, I have to let somebody know. I need to have someone to help me stay accountable because I'm over here thinking I need to take another one and I'm only prescribed one, right? You could even use this with those of us that are on Suboxone, right? I'm prescribed my 6 milligrams, okay? I took my 6 milligrams today, right? Then my mind starts going, oh, you need 2 more. You need 2 more, right? No, I don't need 2 more. And I need to let someone know, hey, I'm thinking about taking more. Because that's somebody, I'm telling you guys, there's nothing to be ashamed of. First of all, let's get that out here on the table. There is no shame in having these thoughts, okay? That's what drug addicts do, okay? That's what we do. We want to take more. That's just like a given. And there's nothing to be embarrassed about. Okay, those thoughts are normal, right? Okay, Candy, you threw rock and rubber and she sent me to you. Hey, girl, I totally get it. And I'm glad you are here too. I'm telling you guys, like, these are the things that we have to check ourselves on, right? And that's why I want you guys to get connected to. That's how I justified using opiates. They were prescribed by my doctor. Casey, that's what all of us do, baby. That's what all of us do, okay? And especially because they are prescribed. That's exactly what we will do. And listen to me. There's nothing wrong with taking your medications. If you are prescribed something and you are not abusing it, then good. But what happens is when we cross over into abusing our medications, into overtaking them, into selling them and trading them for other things, when we start running out of our prescription, a week early, that's not a good sign, okay? You guys know how I am over here. Like, I'm super open-minded. If they're on a medication doctor, I just want you guys to be aware that these things can happen, right? Because we are addicts. And that's why we have to keep ourselves accountable and have other people in our life that can help us stay accountable. Okay, probably there are still some misgivings. As we look over the list of business acquaintances and friends we have hurt, We may feel diffident about going to some of them on a spiritual basis. Let us be reassured. To some people, we need not and probably should not emphasize the spiritual feature on our first approach. We might prejudice them. At the moment, we are trying to put our lives in order, but this is not an end in itself. Our real purpose is to fit ourselves to be of maximum service to God and the people about us. It is seldom wise to approach an individual who still smarts from our injustice to him and announce that we have gone religious. In the prize ring, this would be called leading with a chin. Why lay ourselves open to being branded fanatics or religious bores? We may kill a future opportunity to carry a beneficial message. But our man is sure to be impressed with a sincere desire to set right the wrong. He is going to be more interested in a demonstration of goodwill than in our talk of spiritual discoveries. We don't use this as an excuse for shying away from the subject of God. When it will serve any good purpose, we are willing to announce our convictions with tact and common sense. The question of how to approach the man we hated will arise. So this is about if you hated somebody. It may be he has done us more harm than we have done him. And though we may have acquired a better attitude toward him, we are not too keen about admitting our faults. Nevertheless, with a person we dislike, we take the bit in our teeth. It's harder to go to an enemy than to a friend, but we find it much more beneficial to us. We go to him in a helpful and forgiving spirit, confessing our former. Is it okay? God. Hold on, y'all. Okay, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. I hope it's better. Okay, so let me get back on track. Under no condition do we criticize such a person or argue. Simply we tell him that we will never get over drinking, on our utmost to straighten out the past. Okay? So that's what we have to do. We have to do our best to straighten out our. Is it okay? Maybe it's because. Hello? Is it not working, you guys? Is it not working? Is it okay? Let me know, guys. Okay. So I can see this is what happens to YouTube. It's like the Wi-Fi. I have Wi-Fi. I have plenty of signal. It's like it'll just start buffering in and out. Anyway, okay. So we're talking about righting our wrongs, right? Okay. So most alcoholics owe money. We're gonna stop right here, you guys. Okay. We're not gonna go any further. So we're on 78 in the middle of the page. So let me get a pen. And we're going to talk about let me put my thing there. Okay, so 9 cases out of 10, the unexpected happens. Sometimes the man we are calling upon admits his own faults. So years of feuds standing melt away in an hour. So, okay. This is a big chapter, you guys. And it's all about like going and doing the amends process, okay? Oh, my Lord. So let me tell you guys, we're going to stop on page 78, middle of the chapter. I know, right? So what we discussed today was all about making amends, okay? Calling the person, meeting up with them and having lunch, living amends with your families, right? Letting your families know. I love you. I'm going to show you guys that I can change, and I'm going to be different, right? I'm going to do this. I'm not going to just talk about it anymore. I'm going to show you through my actions. I want you guys to know there's many people that I have made amends with that I never thought would forgive me, right? I never thought in a million years that I would be able to make these amends and have these people back in my life, right? But I'm telling you right now, I went to them with my head held, and I said, I'm sorry. I'm going to be different. I'm going to change. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I want to be better. And I started doing it. Action, action, and action. And that's a big part of the steps, you guys, is taking action. Okay? Is learning from your mistakes, learning from the things that you did when you were in active addiction, and not repeating those same behaviors now in your sobriety, okay? When you do your 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th step, I kind of put them all together. It'll take you a little bit. You're not going to be able to go to everybody in one day and make amends to them, right? It took me like 6 months to get everybody that I had on my list crossed out, because some people, I couldn't find them. One person, I had to wait until they found me. So remember how I was telling you guys about my friend Tara? Hey, Tara. Yeah, I'm back. So you remember how I was telling you guys about my friend Tara, the one who called DHS on me? Well, I had blocked her from all social media, and I hadn't seen her in like 3 years. And I was at work one day, and she came into my job. And that right there was my chance. She came into my job, and I walked up to her, and I told her, I said, I'm sorry, and I forgive you. And we hugged each other, right? Because I was angry at her for calling CPS on me, and I had a resentment towards her. And I owed her an apology also, because I was on drugs. You know, I wasn't a good friend. We weren't good friends to each other because we were both on drugs. And I ended up making that amends, and it freed me. It freed me to let go of that resentment that I had towards her for calling Child Protective Services on me, even though it saved my damn life. It saved my life. Her calling CPS saved my life, right? And so I remember the day that I saw her, and I called my sponsor, and I told her, I forgave Tara. I said it. I forgave her. I said it out loud, you know. I'm grateful. I'm grateful that she called, because it helped me to change my life. It helped me to change my life. You know, I wish I could say that she called them because she wanted to help me save my life, but it was out of spite, you know? And that's usually how it is when people do that, you know? And when you can find gratitude in that situation, Camila, and say, you know what? That saved my life. You know, it wasn't fun. It was the worst experience of my life, right? But it saved my life. I wouldn't be here doing these videos with you guys today if it hadn't happened. You know? So, I found gratitude in that, you know, and it's changed my life because of it. And that's what recovery, a lot of recovery is about. Changing your perspective, you guys. Looking at things from a different point of view. Instead of looking at everything in a negative way, look at things in a more positive way. Now, I want to read some things to you guys, because so many of you guys are getting jobs, coming up on sobriety birthdays, getting into therapy, and I'm so damn proud of y'all. So I want to read something to y'all. What's up, Gangsta?
Mom.
What?
Every time when I play Robert Castle,
Uh-huh.
this cheats. It makes me cheat.
It makes you cheat.
So it makes me cheat.
Hold on, I gotta read this to y'all.
The game cheats by itself. So when the thing that goes to crush you,
Uh-huh.
you walk slow. Because it makes you walk slow. and then I'm dead because I didn't have any power-ups.
Okay, I'm gonna come over there and help you. Hold on, let me do this real fast, and then I'm coming over there. This is a proof of what recovery is, and I want to read this to you guys because I'm telling you guys, like, your life is only going to get better. If you stay sober, your life will only keep getting better. Okay? Okay. Y'all ready? Okay, so, you guys, these are the 12 promises. 1, we are going to know a new freedom and a new happiness. 2, we will not regret the past nor wish to shut the door on it. 3, we will comprehend the word serenity. 4, we will know peace. 5, no matter how far down the scale we have gone, we will see how our experience can benefit others. 6, that feeling of uselessness and self-pity will disappear. 7, we will lose interest in selfish things and gain interest in our fellows. 8, self-seeking will slip away. 9, our whole attitude and outlook on life will change. 10, fear of people and economic insecurity will leave us. 11, we will intuitively know how to handle situations which used to baffle us. And 12, we will suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves. Are these extravagant promises? We think not. They are coming true amongst us every single day, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly, but they will materialize if you work for them. So that is the 12 promises. And if you get into this program and you start working the 12 steps, you get yourself a sponsor, you guys. You start going to meetings, you get into recovery and get you a recovery support. Every single one of those promises has came true in my life. Every single one of them. I used to be selfish. I used to not care about nobody but me. Okay? I didn't care. Nothing. Okay? Now I know I have peace in my life. I love myself. I have my son back. I'm happy in my relationship. I'm not tripping on finances no more. I care about other people. I know how my experience helps other people, right? I used to be ashamed that I was a drug addict. I used to be ashamed that I was a junkie, right? Now I'm like, I'm a drug addict. I'm a drug addict in recovery, and my story helps other people, and I'm going to continue sharing my story and help as many fucking people as I can, because that's what it's about. That's what it's about. I don't have to be ashamed. I don't have to be embarrassed. There's no reason to be embarrassed, right? I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I am accomplishing things in my life today, and I couldn't do that before. You know? I'm telling you guys, if you get busy and you want recovery, everything I just read to you will happen for you. I promise you. Mark my words. So, okay, I'm fixing to make us some dinner. I love you guys, and I just want y'all to know, like, when I read those promises, I used to read them and think it would never be me. I used to read them and think, how could I ever have my life back? I've ruined it so much. How will I ever be able to have anything nice? How will I ever be able to have my own house? How will I ever be able to have a car? How will I ever be able to get my son back, right? I remember being homeless. I remember shooting up dope in my veins. I remember all these things, you guys, and now I don't have to live like that. All those promises have came true. So, I love you guys.
I need to go.
I'm going to let Nate go to the bathroom. He has to go potty, and he wants me to get out of the way or something. So he's spent. It's been 50 minutes, so I'm going to make us some dinner and relax with him. But I just want you guys to know, like, seriously, every single one of those promises has come true in my life. And that's why I get so emotional about it. Because I never thought I would ever be able to have anything. And now I do.